Welcome to an era where the world was on the brink of unprecedented conflict. The Seven Years' War, often called the First Global War, reshaped empires and altered the course of history. It was a clash of nations on a scale never seen before, stretching across continents from Europe to North America, Africa, and Asia. At the heart of this colossal struggle were some of the most powerful figures of the 18th century: King Louis XV of France, King George II of Great Britain, and Frederick the Great of Prussia. Their ambitions and rivalries set the stage for a war that would involve almost every major power in Europe and their colonial empires. The Seven Years' War officially began in 1756, but its origins lie in a tangled web of alliances, territorial disputes, and power struggles. The primary theaters of the war were Europe-North America, where it is often referred to as the French and Indian War, and the Caribbean, Africa, and India. But what made this war truly global was the way it connected distant lands and peoples in a single sprawling conflict. In North America, the conflict became known as the French and Indian War, a fierce struggle between British and French colonial forces. Native American tribes played a crucial role, aligning with either the British or the French, depending on their interests. The outcome of this war would determine the fate of vast territories and reshape the map of the New World. The Caribbean, with its lucrative sugar plantations, was another vital theater of war. Naval battles raged as Britain and France fought for control of these wealthy islands. The war at sea was brutal, with both sides targeting each other's merchant ships and colonies, aiming to cripple their opponent's economy. In India, the Seven Years' War intensified the rivalry between the British East India Company and the French Compagnie des Indes. The war in this region, often called the Third Carnatic War, saw dramatic sieges and battles as both European powers sought dominance over the subcontinent. After 7 long years of fighting, the war finally came to an end with the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 1763. The treaty redrew the map of the world. France ceded Canada and its territories east of the Mississippi to Britain, while Spain gained Louisiana. In India, Britain emerged as the dominant power, marking the beginning of its colonial empire. The Seven Years' War left a lasting legacy, reshaping global politics and setting the stage for future conflicts, including the American Revolution. It also marked the rise of Britain as the world's leading colonial power, a position it would hold for more than a century. The cost of the Seven Years' War was astronomical, leaving many of the warring nations deeply in debt. In particular, Britain's war expenses led to increased taxation in its American colonies, sowing the seeds of discontent that would eventually culminate in the American Revolution. Meanwhile, France's financial strain contributed to internal unrest, setting the stage for the French Revolution decades later. In Europe, the war shifted the balance of power, with Prussia emerging as a major force under the leadership of Frederick the Great. The war solidified Prussia's position within the Holy Roman Empire and laid the groundwork for its future role in German unification. Austria, on the other hand, found its ambitions checked, leading to a realignment of alliances in the years that followed. While European powers redrew their borders, the Native American tribes who had participated in the conflict faced devastating consequences. Their lands and autonomy were severely compromised as British colonial expansion continued unabated in North America. The war marked the beginning of a long and tragic period of displacement and marginalization for indigenous peoples. The Seven Years' War not only altered the course of history in Europe and North America, but also had a profound impact on global geopolitics. It set in motion the forces of colonialism and imperialism that would shape the next century as European powers expanded their empires in Africa, Asia, and the Americas. The war's legacy is a reminder of how interconnected the world had become, even in the 18th century. The Seven Years' War was more than just a series of battles. It was a pivotal moment in world history that connected continents and cultures in ways never seen before. Its impact was felt across the globe, laying the groundwork for the modern world.